I am so unsure about this lipstick. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a little too pale? It's a, I wish the lighting was better in here. Um, basically, I had laryngitis for over a month, and I got really depressed, and I ordered a bunch of makeup off of Sephora, and this was one of it, and I shouldn't have ordered makeup. I've got more makeup than I know what to do with. Not just because I order buy makeup, but because my mom buys me makeup. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm here to talk about horror movies. Well, one horror movie in particular. It's kind of something I need to get out of my system, and I was going to go try to get into one of Count Jacula's live streams because he watches a lot of old horror movies. I mentioned an old horror movie, and he usually knows exactly which one I'm talking about. So he would have likely watched The Fly, but this is not the one I'm going to talk about. And yes, before Jeff Goldblum was in it, Vincent Price was in it. So yeah, this is the kind of horror I grew up on. Uh, and I cannot find any horror movie reviewer on YouTube who has reviewed the movie I'm going to talk about. I can't afford to add a slew of people to my Patreon. There's at least two people that I really wish that I could add the top tier to. One of them is, I'm going to mispronounce his name, Deuce Deacon, English guy that I've recently subscribed to. I could afford to do his tier, except his top tier is sold out. The other one is, forgive me if I mispronounce your name, Mistress Diamaga Hagen. You know, it's weird. Ever since Channel Awesome fell, it seems like I'm being recommended a lot more former Channel Awesome people. I'm talking about Diamaga Hagen, not Deuce. I'm sorry, dude. I know you told me how to pronounce your username, and I totally forgot. Let's blame it on me being a dumb American. Yeah, there's not a chance in hell that either one of them are watching this. But no, it's just it's weird, and with the whole Channel Awesome thing, and the fact that I'm just getting more and more in my recommendations people that used to be part of Channel Awesome. Um, yeah, it's like, where are you all coming from? No, and I'm at the point now where if I knew how to edit videos, even though I have no background in film other than watching them, I crave reviews of movies that I grew up watching so badly that I would do the reviews myself if I knew how to edit. And I'm not just talking about old horror movies. I'm talking about the 1960s Pippi Longstocking, the 1970s Bad News Bears, you know. So I would totally review those if I knew how to edit. And so, but it's just, I want to talk about this one. All right. Um, this is movie, I think it's 1932, if I remember correctly. So this is an old movie starring Bela Lugosi, obviously, and uh, it's, as far as I know, so old that it is no longer under copyright. So the version I have on DVD is really badly edited. It's got all sorts of jumps that I don't remember on the VHS. But so yeah, uh, and the plot of this is, and I don't remember all the characters' names except for Bela Lugosi's and the main woman's. Plot of this is, there's a young couple that were on a ship bound for Haiti, and they meet a plantation owner, and the couple are engaged, but the plantation owner is madly in love with the woman Madeline, however the heck you pronounce it, and he wants her to marry him instead. So he invites them to his plantation and says, "Why don't you get married at my plantation?" We don't see this. This all happens off screen. You pick it up later on. And Bela Lugosi plays a zombie master. He knows how to turn people into zombies. So this dude goes to Murder Lestrange, which is Bela Lugosi's character, and he's like, I'm madly in love with her. I want her. And Bella's like, well, I should say Murder, because that's the character's name. Murder is all like, well, we can turn her into a zombie, and then she'll be your slave. And the guy resists at first until he tries to convince her to marry him instead, and she's like, no, and he turns her into a zombie. And of course, it's 1932. It's problematic, all right? I'm not gonna lie. It takes place in Haiti, and there's exactly one black character with a speaking line, and all he says is zombies. All right? I mean, I wish I could go back in time and smack some people around, but I can't. I'm not from Gallifrey as much, I don't have two hearts. I can't regenerate. So yeah, so that's the thing is so she gets turned into a zombie, as you can see. They think she's dead, but they realize she's alive. And the reason why I want to talk about this, and this is something I was unaware of. Apparently, back in the day, before we talked about people being gay, they would code people. Like, apparently, the servant in the movie Rebecca, who saved all of Rebecca's underwear, it's supposed to be coded that she's a lesbian and she was in love with Rebecca. And of course, she's evil because she's not normal. and there's just this one throwaway line in here. So, spoiler alert. The guy who is in love with Madeline realizes that he does not like her as she is. She has no spirit. She doesn't speak. She plays the piano very robotically. And he goes to Murder. I can't take it. I don't care if she hates me. Turn her back the way she was. I would rather have her have a personality and a mind of her own and be herself, even if she hates my guts for what I've done to her, than see her as this mindless creature. And that's when it's revealed that Murder has slipped this dude the zombie potion, and he says to him, I want you. And this is not something I really noticed as an ignorant child, but all of Murder's zombies, with the exception of Madeline, are men, including the man who taught him how to make zombies. And I'm just sitting here thinking, as I'm watching this, did they do that coding thing? Were they coding Murder as an evil gay man? I don't know. In 1932, it's going to be problematic. I still enjoy the movie despite the bad editing and stuff, because mostly nostalgia because of watching this as a child. I realize it's got a bad plot. It's problematic. This version is badly edited. There's times when there's hardly any sound. It's a lot of static. I don't remember that on my VHS copy. I'll have to see if my VHS copy still plays or not to see. But it's just, you look back, I mean, some of my favorite movies, even the ones that were made in the 80s, like the Monster Squad and stuff, you're gonna find things, and it's gonna be that way for movies that we love now. 50 years down the road, you don't think somebody isn't going to be watching it and going, this is making me uncomfortable. So yeah, if you're somebody who has watched this movie and you actually know a lot about film and stuff, please post your thoughts down in the comments. Um, I'd really like to know what you think. I mean, I'd love to see a modern day remake with all the problematic theming taken out, if that's at all possible. Because the whole business with the guy suddenly going, "Hey, I don't like her this way. I would rather have her hate me but have a mind of her own." That's the part I really like most of all. You know, you have this guy who has been up to this point kind of on the cusp of being an evil monster, and all of a sudden he has a major redemption. You know, uh, let me know what you think if you've seen this movie, if you are an expert at film, because film brain, I ain't. For one thing, I'm not British, and I'm not a man. um, I just really needed to get that out there and see if there's anybody else who's seen this movie who knows their movies who would give me their thoughts, because I've just been too tired to get onto One Account Dracula's streams. I really want to because I miss talking to him. Um, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm tired and I'm out of it, and I'm going to go have dinner now.